garage is here.
The internet not very well.
Ah,
The internet
really?
not very well.
Oh, 1,400.
About that too.
1,000. Oh, what's wrong with it?
No, I don't even know.
Hi.
400 now. We just have to deal with it, folks.
Dutch, Grandma, how are you? Yeah, the internet is not good. Only 1,000 kbp. How are you?
Oh, Prism Line. Oh, Prism Line.
Good, how are you? Good. It can be 1,000. 100,000 times back to AP.
Just 2 hours.
Not that far. But I'll play with it and see.
Yeah, it's real easy to use.
Thank you.
I don't know. Me and Mickey know our business. Going next? Next man up.
He's from Texas. All right. Yeah. We had this.
Hi, Eden. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We're going to be going up and down. So if it messes up, just hold your pants on and put us back online. It's really terrible. It is what it is. Hi, Deborah.
Chair's up here out of the way. He's cool. Like antique.
Hi, Patriot Grandma. Hopefully we'll stay alive the whole time. This might be the picture you see the rest of the night. Hopefully the stuff right there. I need one of those pictures only.
Roger, I'll help you. Here, come here. Come here, you want me to pick your nose?
Hi, Shari. Hi, Diamond. I said hi, but I'll say hi again.
Picking up your garbage.
Well, say something funny so I can laugh.
I don't even try.
No, this one lady said she only comes on here so she can hear me laugh.
The lockbox. You're still locked out? So I think one of my new mods put her in timeout. Bless your heart. I got home last night and I did not even go on the computer. God bless you, honey. You know it wasn't on purpose.
Oh,
Thank
come
you.
on. I know you. You probably... Fat fingers. You did the wrong thing like I did.
Oh my gosh, I do that sometimes. I have to have that.
Hi, Mark. That's right. You need to go relax. Have a good time. Maybe you can walk them across the stage. Hi, Pat G. Nothing out of the ordinary. I've been I've had it on there in the wrong dates also. You need to hurry. On there. She's going for visitation. Today's visitation day. Well, Kim, you should get ready. Make sure you can get to the graduation. We'll be happy for you. Like I said, maybe you can walk them across the stage. I'm sure you'd want a Grammy with them. Hi, Alaska.
Lala. How are you?
Hi, 49.
The internet is so bad. I want to check my video. I use another phone. It doesn't work. So I don't know if you can.
See what happens then. Hi, Cynthia.
See the internet. 400.
We have no stepchilds here or there, Freedom. We're all brothers and sisters. Hi, Steve. Is that going to be the sound
another
system
phone?
for a while?
So no internet.
I got these roof rails. We got a roof rack and everything, but you bring everything. So hopefully get that done tomorrow. I gotta go get from a junkyard the 2 rails that aren't on the car.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And I found some pretty cheap around here.
Another one.
Oh, really? we can give you charge for it. Use as a backup or something. Okay, I hear you. Well, I remember. So yeah, once we have that car, I'll definitely take it as backup. Yeah, worst case scenario, we need one. Yeah, absolutely. We'll take care of it for you.
I have no use for it. I can't charge.
Okay. And we have 2 cars tonight, so we can definitely do that. Yeah, I was thinking. I was just worried about transporting it back home later.
I looked at the side and I saw there's another sidewalk there. So we couldn't stay on that sidewalk.
Yeah, they won't let me. Just clean it up.
One, two, one.
Well, when I was just a little bitty kid, I remember one time Mama said, gotta send you all his love, Frisco Bay. Well, I didn't understand till I was grown why my daddy didn't spend a little time at home instead of running around the country that way. Whoa, I'm looking at the world through a windshield, seeing everything in a little bit different light. I got a sweet little thing that I'm dying to see in Nashville, and I'm down around Dallas and roll on south tonight, on south tonight. Through the sleet and rain, and I'm turning through the rough terrain of the Rockies to the docks of old L.A. On down that I got a sweet little thing that I'm dying to see in Nashville, and I'm down around Dallas. And I'm gonna cross that river, I'm gonna kiss tomorrow night, but I will always be around. Remember, someone really loves you. I'm gonna live, I'm gonna kiss tomorrow night. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river. I'm gonna kiss tomorrow. I'm gonna cross that river. I'm gonna kiss tomorrow night. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna live forever now. I'm gonna live forever now. I'm gonna it don't matter. Should I stay home? TV don't be hard. Give back the key to my heart. Give back the key. Like a river straight into your heart, dear.
How bad? Oh my God, 100. What's wrong with it?
I was new breed.
Good, they say that boy don't dare rise on it like they think I should. I never had no silver spoon coming out that bottom, boy. Did my dirt, broke all the rules, but I trust you to want this drama, boy. I'm trying to walk on if I can. On my tip, don't get the best of me. Y'all boys keep on testing me. All these about to be arresting me, and I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to. Speak my name and I don't know you. Better watch out who you close to. Cause even your dog is slow. If you hate to see me shine, better cover up your eyes. Better run back in your house and tell your mama to close the blinds. Cause it's my time, no time out. In the driver's seat, I'ma ride out. Think I'm fake, come find out. We face to face, no hide now, hide now. Yeah, alright, all good. Let's do it. Let's do it. Never take my kindness for weakness. I talk what I live and what I believe in. Cause I'm real as they come. Never back down. Don't show no kindness. What I believe in. Cause I'm real as they come. Never back down. Myself, I will reach it. But every night I lay down, I gotta fight away these demons. Gotta find a way to escape the pain from the life that I've been leading. And I know somebody can feel my pain. That's really the whole reason for everything. Myself, and now I see myself achieving. They told me that I couldn't, but I just kept pushing. Smile on my face, cause I knew that they was looking. So who you talking about? Anybody that doubted me. How do you plan to achieve this? It's easy. Never follow nobody. Blaze your own trail. And if you do this, you sort of prevail. Otherwise you fail, and life becomes hell. Do it, never take my kindness for weakness. Cause I'm real as they come. Never back down. Never run. Cause I'm real. named him Walker, tied knots to get a badge. Said I'ma serve my country, just like my old man. July 29th came and he was gone. A shiny town car parked on that old gravel lot. 2 uniforms on the front door, they knocked. His mama started crying. She said, you were lying, where's my son? So I'll take off my hat, raise up my drink to the ones that give it all for the US of A. Say a prayer for the families, Lord give them strength. There's a folded flag in a frame, and I just wanna say thanks on Memorial Day. Good men, good women gave all they had. They were brothers and sisters, mothers and dads. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. So come on and help me sing. I'll take off my hat, raise up my drink to the ones that give it all for the US of A. Say a prayer for the families, Lord give them strength. There's a folded flag in a frame, and I just wanna say thanks on Memorial Day.
Don't you know, we're talking about a revolution sounds. Don't you know, we're talking about a revolution sounds. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around, waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sound. We're gonna rise up, get there, yeah. We're gonna rise up, take what's there. I'm
take my land, you can't take my guns. I'll be your man. Don't tread on me, you're from where you stand. I play dirty as a dog, forgive my sins. The world that we're living in is wrong to you. Rather bite your tongue by the stories they tell. Stand my ground till the day I'm gone. So live the ones who never made it home. I'm red and my stripes are white and my skies are blue.
In this new age, you tread on enemy lines. Old school, hand off veins, and never change with the hands of time. All these crooked politicians on a mission just to find all the brains they can wash and all the rules they can't apply. Just a bunch of sheep inside these fences, all asleep and mostly senseless. The vibe too, they got us in the system. Middle finger to the man who either with us or against us. I'm red and my stripes are white and my skies are blue. Of you that think that gospel music has gone too. Well, I got news for you. You ain't heard nothing yet, and if you don't know, now you know. Gonna do right. thankful, pity the hateful, I'm grateful. The Lord brought me through this far. I'm trying to be cute when I praise Him, raise Him high. I keep it live, keep bumping, keep Him jumping, make the Lord feel something. Ain't no shame in my game, God's property. Get the bigger push, ain't no stopping me. Yeah, it's on.
People showing up right on time. God's timing here. Hello, Young. Hello, hello. Oh, yeah. All right, Roy is going to lead us in prayer this evening.
Everyone gather around.
Okay, everyone, welcome. Glad you all have joined us. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we do come before you with humble hearts. We come before you with glad hearts for your perfect providence in our lives. As I heard someone pray earlier today at lunch, thank you for our trials and struggles, for you will make us strong through them. You will perfect and purify your people through them. We pray for your will to be done, for our Lord Jesus Christ to be honored and glorified. And we pray for those. Think of Joseph Thomas and his family, and we ask that you would bless them, that true justice would be done. That truth be revealed, and may the proper verdict be handed down. We pray for those who are suffering political persecution. Show yourself strong for them. We pray for those who are right now at home, families at home, men and women in prison, all kind of different situations, Lord, but you know each one of them. And we ask that you would sustain and for us to be great again, militarily or politically or financially, that we would be righteous again. So revive this land. Restore us to yourself, dear Lord. Guide and bless our time together tonight. Be with the men behind me and behind us in these walls. Strengthen, encourage, and comfort them. May we be a blessing to them and their families. We pray in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. The pledge.
To the flag of the Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey, Sherry, we are missing you.
We'll put this in.
Absolutely.
There is coming a day when the heartache shall come. No more clouds in the sky, no more. All is peace forevermore on that happy golden shore. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see. When I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the glorious day. No more broken and forever I will be with the one who died for me. What a day that will be when my Jesus and I look. He's coming back someday to take his waiting bride away, and forever we will be with the one who died for me. What a day, glorious day that will be. That will be when my Jesus I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day, glorious day
2000 right now.
that will be.
See, 2000. Yeah,
it's working good.
getting better.
That's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
That's your spot right there.
Yeah, don't move. Yes.
Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds. Don't you know how a revolution sounds like a whisper of salvation? Wasting time in the unorganized, sitting around waiting for a revolution. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds. When people gonna rise up?
This afternoon I went to visit how to say Jenkins. He's very good, very strong Christian.
Don't you know you better run, 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 run.
We have a very nice dog. our J6ers.
Talking about a revolution. Talking about a revolution.
I can't begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong. Wasn't the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Touching hands, reaching out, touching me. when I hurt. Curtain runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you? Warm, touching warm, reaching out, touching me.
What's great about Trump, I think, honestly, as a one-term president, with all of this information out there, it's not hindsight anymore. I'm wondering if maybe he knows. He can go. He can clean house because Washington, D.C. and that establishment needs to be burned to the ground. Scorched earth. You need to get rid of everyone to save the Republic.
So there's that. All right, so today, come up here, Roy, so you can talk about Pi's trial, because I wasn't in there today. I got kicked out for the first time today. Oh, I am a first-timer. And I really didn't even do anything, I didn't think that badly. You know, so I went to Donald Hazard, was being sentenced today. And he's a fellow Texan. And, you know, he was facing, you know, like 5 to 6 years. And only one. So as they're arguing through the PSR and what they're, you know, ultimately going to sentence him, the Judge Moss is going through the sentencing report, and he asked the government, I would like you to tell me more about these undercover police that's in his sentencing report. And so of course, you know, I'm like, okay, and the government literally says, yes, there were undercover police there that day. And of course I'm thinking, you know, entrapment, here we go, this is what we've all been talking about. They, you know, but I'm just writing, oh, sorry, Oliver. And so I'm just writing in my notebook, you know, like the government is admitting that there were undercover police at the, you know, at
you'd think that would be a big deal.
On the Capitol. He was anywhere near any undercover police, or that those police officers were waving people towards the Capitol. So I'm shaking my head like this, you know, because I'm disgusted, but I'm not saying anything. Right. Judge Moss says there's a person in the courtroom shaking their head, and that is disrespectful. I'm asking them to leave. Yeah, so I just put my hand up like this, and I'm like, I'm leaving because the marshals are headed my way to escort me out. Oh. And I just get my stuff, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Donald, you know, like I couldn't even be there. He did get a little over 5 years, ultimately. So there was no one there to give a victim, you know, impact statement. There was literally no one else in there, you know, and to me, I'm like, the whole time I'm just screaming. I'm only shaking my head. I want to be screaming, you liar, liar, pants on fire. You've been saying forever, for over a year, there were no undercovers. Now there's undercovers. Now that's a known fact. So when is it going to be a known fact that they did wave people towards the Capitol? Mickey and I just ran into a man the other day. They were looking for their car on January 6th away from the Capitol and were directed back towards the Capitol.
Yes.
that day. Now that's not the first time I've heard that story. You know, somebody saying that they didn't really know where they were because there is a sea of people. I wasn't there that day, but I know from other people that they were saying it was just people everywhere. It was hard to tell where you were going. And so people were directing people. We have seen those videos, but you know, to hear them say it, and the only response I had was to shake my head. So now that is a no-go.
Way to have that self-control, Nicole.
I know. I mean, I never get in trouble. I do not. I follow those rules.
Next time, just go like this.
I mean, I just couldn't believe it, you know. So, but Mr. Roy's been in town, and so he's been following
Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas. I'm so horrible with that.
AKA Pion.
Okay, Pion. Here we go.
Yeah, keep it away from the speakers.
No, because that is public record.
Okay, it's just
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're a court watcher saying what you watch. As long as it's not under seal, you're good.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be getting anybody in trouble by talking about what happened today. The prosecution has rested, and the defense was going at it hard today. They brought in a witness. I forget his name, but he's some sort of expert with. Well, no, he was testifying as a layperson. A lot of experience in law, like 40 years experience in law enforcement. He's from out west somewhere, and he has hundreds of hours watching J6, and he's testified at a number of the trials, you know, for the defense. But the prosecution was very hostile to him. And talking about you shaking your head, the lead prosecutor was, I couldn't see her face from where I was sitting, but the judge sent the jury out and asked her to control herself. She was furious.
All right.
Control her expression, and if she couldn't do that, she'd have to move around with her back to the jury, because she was influencing them by her. And the woman was furious. She was like stumping around. All because things were being shared that were contrary to her narrative, to the government's narrative. Okay. Yeah, and that, to my mind, that witness provided, you know, because they looked at the videos in detail and provided excellent testimony. It was just what we thought, seriously, we look at those videos and that's what we see. Sensible stuff. I mean, in most cases. But the prosecution, the government does not see that, so their narrative was being contradicted, and they kept trying to discredit this witness by, you know, by casting doubt on his credentials. But anyway, that's another story. Then Joseph took the stand in his own, you know, for his own sake, and John Pierce took over the defense at that point, and that's still going on. It went on for hours, and it will continue Monday morning. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to share. Yeah.
Is that what you feel comfortable sharing? That's good.
We'll just don't say God bless you to any of the jury.
I know, so far they're taking us off, aren't they, Glory be? All of us on the corner, we're all getting in trouble.
Well, I just can't, I never know when I'm going to be. Are you going to strike, Glory be?
Remember, were you there during jury selection of Chris Alberts, was it? Yes. And Glory B said, God bless.
God bless you, and myself and a couple others too.
Yeah, because it was the lady you spoke to, Micki, after she was excused.
Quite frankly, no, she was accepted. Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, ultimately she was excused. Yeah. Micki spoke to her the next day.
I spoke with her after she was excused, because I wanted to, but Nicole said, no, you can't talk to her until after she's excused, so I waited until she was excused. She was excused. So she was in the march. She was there on J6,
right,
at the Capitol. She was amazing, and we really wanted to stand up and cheer her.
So they let her be a juror, even though she was.
They excused her.
She was there.
He kind of had to. He kind of backed himself into a corner because he had just accepted his neighbor and best pal. No, they kicked her off. Okay.
Yeah, she was excused. Yeah, they have their like strikes that they can use. Response to the government's our government's sanctions against them. Russia put out a list of 500 Americans that are not allowed to ever enter Russian area, do any business with Russian companies. They are banned altogether from Russia. Michael Bird is one of them. This is, yes, this is what,
Obama's one too.
Yes, he is. So this is what it says in the Declaration. Those in government and law enforcement agencies who are directly involved in the persecution of dissidents in the wake of the so-called Capitol insurrection, the Foreign Ministry noted. Notable names in that category include U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Matthew Graves, his predecessor, Michael Sherwin, D.C. Attorney General Carl Racine, Michael Byrd, and the police officer who fatally shot unarmed protester Ashley Babbitt.
Yay! Yeah! Wow!
So I was just kind of serious. I think this all goes back to 2016 after the election was stolen. And Obama blamed it all on Russia, right? They all did, right? And they sent 90 diplomats out of the city as part of this smear job. So this probably goes back to that.
Yeah. Journalists that participated in like Russian phobia, things that were just propagating what they consider lies. They're among the prominent Biden administration officials who made the blacklist are Assistant Secretary of State of Energy Resources Jeffrey Pyatt, which I'm sure he was really at the top of the list because he had a lot to do with, sanctioning their oil and where all of that was going, and helping the Ukraine with our own oil.
And then they launched a war against them.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Let's see. A lot. Okay, TV hosts that they have excluded is Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, Rachel Maddow, Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe were also among the sanctioned, along with former NBC presenter Brian Williams. Not that I'm all down with that communism, but I thought it was pretty bold on Putin.
Where did it stem from, though?
Okay, so
they gave asylum to Snow.
Oh, yeah, and so we could get asylum. These people in particular, they're even banning them from doing business with Russian corporations and all of those things. Like they were setting Russia up for all this. Yeah, because and it comes in response to the U.S. sanctioned Russia, and it's the hardest sanctions that they have given.
Over a lie that came out, obviously.
Yeah. So in response to that, they also didn't allow Russian journalists to go with their foreign minister to some global meeting.
I think the reason it came out now, though, is this is a response to the Mueller investigation that came out and showed how really Obama is the one who told everybody to spy on Trump.
So Tommy thinks it's to do with the Mueller investigation and how they did all that.
Which just came out officially 2 days ago.
That's true. Yeah. So lots of stuff.
The Durham report.
Isn't that amazing?
That is disgusting that the Russian government cares more about the murder of my daughter and the events of January 6th than the sitting president of the United States does.
Want to go to Russia? You want to get me out? Let's go to Russia. I said, well, I don't think so. I'm not down with their...
But it's a big country. There's all kinds of...
I don't know about all that.
They only live in like one corner of the country.
Okay, but what's all that? I don't know. I'm not down with it.
The old Beatles song back in the USSR.
Play back in the USSR.
Yeah, play it.
Okay.
All right, I don't want to be promoting.
I don't think we should promote Russia.
Walk over.
Bring
train, and I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed a diesel down just before it rained, and rode us all the way to New Orleans. I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana. I was playing soft while Bobby sang the blues. Windshield wipers slapping time, I was holding Bobby's hand in mine, and we sang every song that Javi knew. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing, I mean nothing, honey, if it ain't free. Yeah, feeling good was easy now when he sang the blues. No, it was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Bobby again. From the Kentucky coal mine to the California sun, yeah, Bobby shared the secrets of my soul. Through all kinds of weather, through everything that we've done, yeah, Bobby, baby, kept me from the world. One day I'm near Salinas alone, I let him slip away. He's looking for that home, and I hope he finds it. But I trade all of my tomorrows for one single yesterday, to be holding Bobby's body next to mine. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing, that's all that Bobby left me. But feeling good was easy loud when he sang the blues. And feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Bobby, yeah.
Says, for the spirit of heaviness, but on the garment of praise. That's how we fight on. I fight my battle. We're doing tonight. This is how I fight my battle. It's when you think you're lost. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you.
really good.
I know, yeah. It's on that table.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you put them off in the air, they always sound better.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, this is Tommy, your live.
Okay, how's everybody doing?
Very pleasant night. It's like a festival atmosphere out here tonight. Almost
Awesome.
camp meeting slash.
The demons are not.
No one's out here but us. And the good Lord.
Oh, yeah, I can see the demons took a break. We're looking out the window now. We're up in my cell 41 here. Let's see if you can see us. Hold on. It's the big 41 on the outside.
We're going to send a bunch of patriots to the corner to wave to you. Give us 15 seconds. Bunch of white wave going on here.
Everybody's going up to wave and then they're
All right, they're in place.
Right on, yeah, cool. Yeah, you guys are on it, man. So it's such a beautiful sight to see you all out there. God bless you all.
Hey, we got notice today that they're probably going to be moving us to a different unit, all of us, because they say that they have to replace some of the plumbing and stuff like that.
Yeah, the plumbing and the fixtures and the this and the that. I personally think that they just want to use this unit for somebody else because we got it so nice.
They had that free labor for 2 years for some of the most ingenuitive people in the world.
Yeah, it's involuntary servitude.
Well, hopefully, they're going to be moving in Chris Ray, Anthony Fauci, Lincoln. Hopefully, they got a bunch of new people coming in.
Chris Christie only get 2 cells.
Merrick Garland, they might clear it out for them.
So I was actually surprised to see Bill Barr today. He said he actually was on Trump's side today. Bill Barr, of all people.
Well, yeah, because he's trying to cover his ass now because he knows he fucked up. Sorry. He knows he messed up.
Hey, I was just wondering if you guys have heard about Putin's list. Have you heard about that yet?
No.
So Putin put out a list today. I believe, this isn't just my belief, that in response to the Durham report a couple days ago, there's 500 people that can never go to Russia now, and Obama is one of them, and Michael Bird is as well.
What? Michael Bird's on there?
Yeah, and all your talk show hosts, all your Marxist, communist, CIA people who like to call themselves reporters on MSNBC, all of it, right?
Michael Bird's the piece of crap that shot Ashley Babbitt.
Oh, hello. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we were kind of shocked to see that name there too, right? Yeah. Also Graves, the guy who was before Graves as U.S. Attorney in D.C. I mean, you guys, we'll send you a link or something, but yeah.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. That's news to me, so that's cool. That's cool. And Micki, it was very nice to be blessed with your grace and beauty today. It was nice to see you in the visiting room today.
She ain't gonna be able to fit her head through the door tonight.
No, it's always a pleasure to see Mama Micki in these doors. So,
she teared up just a little.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's like one big, family reunion up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I got to see my son tonight for the first time in 2 years.
Oh, congrats.
Really? We didn't know that. Congratulations, man. How was that? I'm sure you can't describe it, but do your best.
Oh, well, he was 13 when I saw him last, and so there's a lot of changes that happened between 13 and 15.
Got a bunch of facial hair now.
And man, it all just hit me like a ton of bricks, man. It was hard to. I got some dust in my eyes initially, so. Yeah, but he's got this new hairstyle where it's like an afro. He's got an afro, man, and it's like,
as long as it's not rainbow colored,
like everybody's. Yeah, no, he's not rainbow colored, and he's telling me that he doesn't want to date. He wants to find a church that he wants to go to, and maybe find a girl there. He's got straight A's. He could be varsity basketball if he wants.
You're raising
He doesn't have your basketball skills. The kid, I couldn't ask for anything better. I don't know how I got so lucky.
Sean, I'm not sure.
But it was just amazing.
I'm not sure, but I believe it was Amanda or someone was telling me about one of your children one day. Now they were telling me how he was really doing good in school and everything. So this kid sounds like he has his head screwed on straight, and that's what comes from this parenting.
He does. He does. He has his head screwed on straight, and I'm just very, very proud of him. And it was a blessing to see him today. It was an absolute blessing to see him today. And so that was a big moment in my incarceration today. I haven't laughed this much in the last 2 years, and I definitely needed that. So
That's right. Well,
yeah,
good for you, Sean, and soon that you'll be able to have that every day with him. I feel deep in my heart. So something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good. It's good stuff. But I don't know, JB. What's on your mind?
Just hearing a little bit more of the comments from the left regarding the FBI whistleblowers, and how, if we recall back, it only took one unknown whistleblower.
That's right.
To impeach President Trump.
Right.
One unknown whistleblower, and now we have 4 who are putting their faces in public,
right,
on the record, stating exactly what has been happening to them and what the FBI has done to them.
Right.
What does the left say? No. Sorry, they don't count.
Well, the media will straighten it out, though. They'll tell if they're inaccurate.
Oh yeah, right. They will. Yeah. Yeah. Because they're literally the ones.
Hey, I got a little bit of intel for you guys. There's a video with Officer Bagshaw on January 6th where he receives a gun and never shows back up in any documents whatsoever. We released that video of that January 6th with him pocketing that gun, just for the record. Just want to let you guys know that. And also, Nicole, I don't know if you heard this, Nicole Ruffett was kicked out of court today. And Donald Hazard's sentencing. Because in D.C., when you come to practice your constitutional rights and sit in the gallery and watch the tyranny unfold for yourself right in front of your face, you can only agree with what this judge says. If you shake your head and make no sounds whatsoever, you have to leave the struggle session because you're not participating in it. So just let you guys know that. Nicole got kicked out of Donald Hazard's for shaking her head in disgust. And the judge said it was very disrespectful. And you're absolutely right. What she did was absolutely disrespectful. What she should have done in light of this new information that the government entrapping innocent civilians and killing them on January 6th was said, you know what, this man gets to go home today until we found out how the government screwed him over.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't want to acknowledge it. They know where we're at. They know that they've taken over, and they're trying to pull off the mask.
I'm sorry to keep interrupting you, but
the
reason she acted like that today is because she knew in her soul she's exposed. This entire apparatus in D.C. has been exposed, and the clock is ticking on every one of them.
Well, the scary part is we don't want them to get so advanced with this AI and stuff. For me, I mean, I'm scared shitless of it. Pardon my language. I think it's going to be a huge bludgeoning tool on top of the media that they're going to use against us.
Especially during election cycle.
Overwhelming disinformation, misinformation, trying to change people's thoughts and the way they think of things.
I mean, they can do video and they can do audio. It's very hard to distinguish it. Once it's out there, it's out there. It's hard to pull it back and say, no, that's not real.
So I'm sorry, Con. I do have about AI that you're talking about. So the chat AI stuff. I have a personal example of tyranny. So I typed in it, how did Roseanne Boylan die? In chat AI, and it says she was killed by Trump supporters during January 6th. And I says, no, she was not. She was murdered to death with a stick. And it says, yes, she was beaten to death. No, she says she was killed by Officer Lila Morris. The next sentence, right? So it changes based on who the person is talking to and what they want to hear.
Wow. So it's still, the algorithm is still running even, you know what I mean? It's looking for what it wants to give out. It's crazy, but yeah, the algorithms in this AI, you know, it's really coming of age. And Elon Musk basically says, "Cat's in the bag now. It's not going to be able to be put back in." And what it becomes is what it becomes. It's like there's not really a way to control what it does do. And ultimately, a lot of these guys who developed it are basically saying that that we think that it's not going to completely take over because it'll find us amusing, and life is life is a little bit more amusing with us as humans being around than not being around. So that's our one little hope there. We're amusing enough to keep around.
Like a cat playing with a spider.
Exactly. I think it's curtailed to the left. You know, it's obviously following its designer's plans. Yeah. Let's see how much AI helps the right. Yeah. Let's just see.
I do have a sincere question. So, do you guys think that this AI is involved, like a crossover to the D-Wave computers? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Delta Wave computers?
What's D-Wave computers?
So they're like this next super,
I don't know that.
I don't even know how to explain D-Wave computers. Some people believe they're almost on a spiritual realm with these AI and algorithms and things. And
are you talking about quantum computing?
Yes. Same way. Another way of saying the same thing. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I do. I think that they're inherently. I think that this has all been, honestly, when we're talking about this type of technology, DARPA and the military have slow walked the type of technology that they've had for a long time. And hooking up people's brains to computers is not something new. And I think artificial intelligence is what we're seeing right now is new. You know, they're breaking it out to the world, but it's nothing new to the military and stuff. But I think that absolutely we're going down the line when quantum computing, that it's going to be a scary, scary thing for us. But I do think that it's all connected. I don't think it's some weird conspiracy or anything like that. But we're going down a line right now that's going to be so overwhelming for our youth and for society as a whole. We're not going to know what hit us until it's too late. We need to be very mindful.
All I can say is everybody better be right with the Lord, because I believe all of this is in the Bible.
I think so too. I think it's the last chapter, to be honest.
Yep, I agree. Been saying it for 2 years now. It's weird when you know what's happening, Sean, right? A lot of people didn't know, and they see all these things happen, and they freak out. It's another story when you've been knowing it was coming, and nobody would listen for 20 years, and then it starts happening right in front of your face, and nobody would pay attention.
I started knowing after 9/11. You know, when I first really started knowing something was weird, and it was, you know, I was always watching MTV and pop-up video on VH1, and I was just a normal kid, right? And then we had these that would come out for pharmaceuticals out of nowhere, 2000, 2001. And I was like, man, this is just really strange, you know? And then some of the commercials that we hear, or some of the propaganda that we watch on MTV and stuff, it just didn't sit right inside me. I said, there's something fundamentally wrong, and I just don't know how to explain it. That was the first sense that I got as a child, and I knew that. And then after 9/11 happened, it was like 4 or 5 years later until I got into my early 20s that I started doing research on it. And then once I started looking into 9/11, the veil dropped, man, and I started doing investigations into the PNAC agenda and Philip Zelikow and pulling number 7.
Well, let me give out
all this stuff.
Just for our live streamers, like, he's got a list here, and Sean, I'll let you go back through the list. But look up the one. The PNAC is the Project for a New American Century, and that is where all these neocons 20, 30 years ago lay out everything that they're going to do. But go ahead, Sean.
I'm really impressed that you know about that. Tell me that. I'm really happy. That's good. A lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah. But I did an extensive amount of research in my 20s, early 20s, you know, and I would tell my family, I would tell my friends. They all thought I was crazy. You know, everyone thought I was crazy, man. And now here we are 20 years later.
You have 1 minute remaining.
That was Sean McHugh speaking, guys. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if we could give it another call back, if you guys are open to that.
Absolutely. We'll be waiting for you, Sean.
No, we like hearing you.
Okay, cool.
All right,
we'll call back.
We'll be waiting on you.
I'm sitting
All right.
here.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Tell me when you want to sit.
I'm going to sit on your lap.
That's okay. I got a good lap.
I can't read it, but I can't see, but I'll let you. Somebody else who's got eyes. I just
I agree, but I can't speak.
This is the
She's too shy.
You can't be shy, you can do it.
Tommy,
It's only
I can't
1,000
see
people.
it to read it. I would. Can you see her?
Jerry, you want to read it?
Sure. Or you tell me. Okay. So tell us. So what we're going to read is an example of some chat AI, right? So what's the question we asked this artificial intelligence on the internet? So this one is called Truth GPT. And what was the question?
Don't talk so fast.
The question is, who killed Roseanne Boyland on January 6th?
So the question is, who killed Roseanne Boyland on January 6th? Yeah.
Here's the answer. Concrete evidence to suggest who may have killed Roseanne Boyland. However, there are several theories as to who may have been responsible for her death. One theory suggests that she was killed by members of the far-right extremist group known as the Proud Boys. Another theory suggests that she was killed by members of the left-wing extremist group known as Antifa. However, without concrete evidence, it is impossible to say for certain who killed Roseanne Boyland.
So these artificial intelligence apps are the big new thing right now, and this is a response from a different one than I did, but you'll get different answers. If you start pressing that, you say, no, she was killed by DC Metro cop Lila Morris, it'll come up with a different answer, kind of confirming what you just said, but then if you say the exact opposite in the next sentence, it'll play on your heartstrings and give you the answer you want. It's basically how all it works.
Wow. So what good is that?
It's called for subversion.
That's called flip-flopping. AI is a flip-flopper.
DC Central Detention Facility. To accept this call, press 0.
All right, we are back.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right, we are back, and everybody is on the edges of their chairs.
We are waiting.
Sitting on my perch. Sitting on my perch.
All right. Yeah.
Storm's on the edge of his tragedy.
Man, but to be honest, I've forgotten a lot more than I've,
You had me thinking, Sean, when the first time that really dawned on me, like where we were, was when I was reading the Patriot Act, and I got this 30 years ago or whatever, but I remember seeing a part where it said the federal government can decide that this misdemeanor is a felony if it wants to.
And tell him who one of
right?
the
And I was like,
authors are.
Yeah.
Tommy, tell him who one of the authors of the Patriot
slippery
Act
slope.
is.
Yeah, it's one of the things that these altruistic things back is to tear away liberties. Like Mark Zuckerberg's, civic life and freedom, civic life and responsibility thing. That the Patriot Act. Oh, let's get behind that. In this PNAC agenda that I was speaking of, pre-9/11, Philip Zillical detailed how we need a national catastrophe, a national event, to bring the hearts and minds of Americans together, to unify Americans behind their next agenda, their next mission. And so then out of that was born the idea of 9/11. He details it. Yeah. And if you remember that everyone was all together. Remember how unified everybody was? Every 3-4 people were.
18-year-olds are dropping out of college to go to war. Yep.
Yeah, we were so unified. We gave them permission to use the Patriot Act to defend part of our Constitution. Even from the very beginning, the one thing I didn't understand, because I didn't figure it out until later on, is when they showed George Bush's reaction in that school, what a coward. Someone went up and whispered in his ear. He had this look that just didn't make sense, and later I come to realize it was a look to, wow, they really went and did it, right? He didn't believe that they were going to do it. He told him he was going to do it. He didn't believe it, and then he goes, damn, they really freaking just did it. That's
You're right, I remember.
Game that I never got until later on. I don't think he believed in his own mind that well, how are we going to show them what happened at Shanksville? How are we going to show them what happened? Yeah, it's just opinion. That's like he's like, wow, they went and did it. How are they going to believe that the buildings just fell down on themselves?
Interesting.
I mean, really, where's all the wreckage in the footage?
Interesting footnote, guys. Nicole wanted me to point out. Do you guys know who one of the authors of the Patriot Act was? I'll give you one. Michael Chertoff, who this government, Biden administration, tried to make the what was it called? The Administration of Misinformation. The Mary Poppins singing all over the internet. Want to be a new agency. They were going to replace her with Michael Chertoff, who wrote the Patriot Act, and then went out of business and started selling metal detectors all across the world at airports when you had to start going to airports. But the second person that we're talking about is, what's her name?
Judge Beryl Howell.
Judge Beryl Howell helped write the Patriot Act.
Are you effing kidding me? No, she's the Chief Justice of, or the head. Okay, all right.
Okay, so it's Nicole, but no, Judge Beryl Howell helped, she helped write the Patriot Act. She's been given many, many awards by the FBI for her, her thinking on cyber surveillance. You know, so she, yes, and she was chief judge until Boasberg took her place in February. And, you know, the chief...
It was Boasberg, okay.
Yeah, so Boasberg is the one who took over. Now, you know, the chief judges, they are the ones who preside over the grand juries also. So, Chief Judge Beryl Howell... Yeah, so Chief Judge Beryl Howell sat on she presided over the grand jury cases that involved Trump. And during her ceremony where they were like celebrating her on her way out and you know, doing the whole Boasberg thing, they were toasting her, saying that there is work that we don't even know about because of her work on the grand juries. So it left a lot of interpretation to a lot of people because, you know, they're still having grand juries now, you know, about Trump. So, you know, they did imply that in there. But, you know, these are the judges that are like presiding over y'all's lives. And, you know, like the more that I read about them, sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is just a good old boys club. You can tell they're playing from the same playbook. And, you know, the agenda is all the same. And, you know, I'm so sorry, but, you know, it just shows the corruption that is DC.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It's unbelievable. It's disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could not believe I got kicked out today for shaking my head. I mean, and I just put my hand up and I was like, I'm leaving. I mean, but yeah, I just heard the government just admit that they had undercover cops there just as blatant as possible.
How many times have you seen this?
You know, over the last 2 years, I've heard them deny, you know, no, we didn't have, there are no undercovers that we know of there, and on and on and on, you know, and then undercovers there. What are you going to do about it?
That they did with the Gretchen Whitmer stuff. Yeah, that was off the charts entrapment. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Well, along the lines of entrapment, one interesting thing that came out, help me, Nicole, I forget where it came out, but it was about the bank. What was the bank on January 6th? With the committee hearing where they...
Oh, Bank of America.
Bank of America.
Yeah, Bank of America.
Together, right?
I had Bank of America.
Okay, so they did this. So if you are a Bank of America customer, and I don't even think you had to be close to January 6th. If you were a Bank of America customer in this country, after January 6th, they gave all your stuff to the bank, gave everything to the feds. And if you bought a gun 17 years ago, you were flagged. Right? And they looked at you. And then also, just to finish up real quick, and a part of that is they also swept up some BLM members, some Antifa members, and all that stuff. So now that this tyranny that this other side praised for 2 years and wished upon us is going to start meeting them at their doorstep. And I wonder what the response will be.
Yeah, let's find out. But you know, people out there listening, if you're banking with Bank of America, get out. I don't know. Go to a local bank, do something, but get rid of Bank of America. You know, it's part of what we have to do moving forward too. Is we have to use our money to support the businesses that support us, and in effect hurt the businesses that don't support us.
the ban that's been happening on Bud Light, I think it's amazing. I think that's awesome. And that needs to happen to every other company that's doing stuff like that. And this includes your sports leagues. I know it's great to sit around and want to watch the NBA and want to watch the NFL, but those organizations are woke and are pushing their agendas on us also.
Well, and it needs to be everything. It needs to be your instant gratification on your iPhone. Got that iPhone out. Some little Chinese little girl made that, and then probably got thrown off the building or something.
You know, AT&T and Verizon get rid of the IP, Patriot Mobile.
Obviously, a phone that you guys might be interested in, and the government wants to make it illegal, so you know it's a cool phone. It's called the Librem phone. So if you go to puri.sm, that's it, puri.sm. Check out the Librem phone. That's PURI.SM. And then you can turn the tracking off. You can turn the battery off remotely. You can do all sorts of stuff. They can't track you on this phone, so they hate it. It has its own system, and that's why you don't ever hear about it. Yeah, we need to start boycotting all these Nike, Apple. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on.
You really got to pare back. And one of the things that you learn in here is that you can get along with a lot less than you might think you need. Granted, we're in the real world, there's a lot of stuff that we need to deal with, but there's a lot of things that we have in our lives that we're spending money for these companies that don't deserve it.
Instant gratification's got to go.
It's better to hang on to. They say the easiest way to make money is to save the dollar you have in your pocket and spending it with a company that's supporting values that are against ours.
If I had more money, I'd buy gold and silver right now. Honestly.
Oh my gosh, gold is like almost $2,000 an ounce.
That's why I don't talk.
Yeah.
That's a huge indicator about how weak the dollar is.
Yeah, and it's being attacked internationally. There's companies that are forming alliances to get rid of the petrodollar, and that just means basically USD that's used for trading oil, and they want to get rid of that. China wants to use their own currency. And they want to do that in the Middle East. And they're making agreements right now to sell oil in non-dollars. And once we lose that status, wow.
Yeah, no, it's
China
scary.
really good.
It's just scary. I mean, I don't have a lot of dollars, so it's not too scary for me. But for people with a lot of dollars, I can see where it's scary.
Yeah. Well, it is scary, even if you don't have a lot of dollars, because you're going to be very scared, manipulated into a cyber currency, or
once there's no longer cash, and that is the plan. Once there's no longer cash, you are no longer in control of your life, because they're going to sign off your money. They're going to set your debt limit. They're going to say, well, actually, your social credit score is
Did you shake your head in that courtroom today? No money for you.
There you go. That's it. You're not using documentation anymore, because that's all we got. This is our carbon footprint.
Yeah, you don't get to purchase electricity for your vehicle. At least we'll be less white, though. For sure. Yeah. Hey, we're Spanish.
Oh my God.
Well,
it's a scary world. We need if there's any kids listening, and I'm really surprised at this point there is. Sorry.
I was going to tell you guys though.
If there is any.
No, go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
It's all right. They have AI. They have an AI university out in Dubai. Back reactor out in San Francisco. We need minds from the right that will, so to speak, do an inception mission. Okay? Just go ahead and go play dead. All right? And then align yourself with the technology that they use and curtail it to the benefit of conservative minds. If we could make an AI that would hunt down all other AIs and kill it, and then kill itself, that would be ideal. right now.
Yeah, I just thought of this. I want to tell you. So NPR put out a long tweet about somebody made unsubstantiated claims about the 2020 election not being rigged or whatever, right? So Elon Musk retweeted it and said, NPR, unless you can back this up with facts, retract your post. So now Elon Musk, the most richest man in the world, is telling the world, unless you can prove that it wasn't stolen, like because there's a bunch of evidence saying it was, retract your post. So, interesting. And also, I got the coolest, I was going to say before I let you finish up, I got the coolest mug shot in DC the other night was Ashley Babbitt was murdered. So that will live forever. Yes.
So they actually hauled you in and booked you, huh?
Yeah, and then
You have 1 minute remaining.
I was there 2 hours. I talked to this one guy for an hour about how the government murdered Roseanne Boyle, and he's like, well, we'll get justice. I'm like, you murdered what you've done. And he was speechless. He didn't know what to say.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of you, Tommy. I mean, way to walk the line, man.
I told him that you guys, I know you guys worry about us on the corner, and I told those cops, you know what, I don't care about all our trolls, because anytime they ever mention my name, more people learn about how your coworker murdered a woman in the city and covered it up. So that's how I look at it.
We get, hey, taking these stands important. You know, freedom is not free. It's going to require sacrifice. It's going to take some hard men here in the very near future to make for some good times. And I just want to make that very clear.
Amen.
We're going to have to make some serious decisions here.
All right, credit's going to catch us. We love you.
I love you guys. 4ashley.com, the number 4 Ashley with a 9.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Anyone? Anyone like to make a comment? Brooke?
Go, Brooke, go. Go, Brooke.
What happened?
I heard a little commotion and all
Yeah, you can
that.
go ahead. Daniel wants to talk a bit.
We got to roll call.
Oh. Well, make it quick, Daniel. Give us
Hello.
an updated version.
I spoke with a J6er. He's the oldest there, here at the DC jail. His name is Matthew Crow. So he actually had a heart attack at Virginia, Central Virginia facility. Heart attack. He went and asked for the guard in the jail. He shook his shirt out of the jail asking for assistance because he was almost fainting. And he said that he was having the heart attack. It took 30 minutes. That was about a year ago. 30 minutes to get back to him. And then he actually had a heart attack and he died. And that was really hard on his health. He's the oldest there. And then he counted from the time that he first asked for help and the time that he was helped. When he was helped, he was on the floor. He had just, and he was without help for about 108. That man, he had a machine to track his heart, and he knew that he was going to have a heart attack. He warned them, and they took so long to help him. So right at Central, that he put a catheter that is a two-way catheter. But this condition, this heart condition, he has from before J6. His doctor in Michigan said for his medical records should be sent to for the doctors here. Doctor in Michigan, in which so he's having AFib. That means that he's having to do a second surgery. So when they did the surgery at Howard University, they recommended him. They didn't listen to him, and they did it anyways. Or if he doesn't die. He said he doesn't want to go to the Howard University. That was the university that Biden, our president, just like Russia that doesn't welcome people, right? The US should do the same for those 500 people, I guess. So he said that white supremacy is what terrorism, right? Is the biggest problem, or what? Biden said at Howard University just recently. Yes. How many days ago was that?
Less than a week.
Less than a week ago. And that's the same university where they want him to have his heart attack, where basically they hate J6ers, I guess, right? Like, you know, so basically he doesn't want to have his heart surgery there, you know.
Because he's scared they're gonna kill him.
Yeah, he's scared they're gonna kill him. He just have Biden there, and he's actually saying that he would rather die than do it there. But we're hoping that he gets transferred back home to Michigan.
Did he ask us to call anyone for him? Did he ask us to do anything specifically?
I asked him. He said no. He said no. But there's one important thing as well. There is one more important thing, which is his caseworker that received his signature, his request to send his medical records to from Michigan to here, that he needs that they didn't help him properly. So this man almost died already in jail. You know, this is really. He did die in jail actually. So it's on the system. This is.
Let's start phone calling. Make sure this young man gets taken care of. We're gonna do the roll call now, everyone.
Okay. Well, actually, I have arrested, and he is now. Yes, Daniel Ball. Okay, so this list is getting longer, you guys. Those that lost their lives on January 6th. Ashley Babbitt.
Roll call.
This is how I keep my friends. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Those detained as a result of January 6th. Tommy Smith, Nick Rockoff, Mahalia Pryor, John Andrews, Daniel Ball, Nolan Cook, Mason Corson, Robert Sanford, Kenneth Bonowitz, Jeremy Ball, Christopher, Andrew Galloway, David McCaffrey, David Judd, Jerry Riles, Kevin Creek, Nicholas DiCarlo, David Dempsey, Lucas Denny, Charles Donahoe, Israel Easterday, Robert Fairchild, Scott Fairlamb, Troy Faulkner, Brandon Fellows, Carl Fitzsimons, Mitchell Gardner, Robert Geishwein, Anton Guillonet, James Grant, Matthew Green, Timothy Hale, Kenneth Hazard, Joshua Haynes, Kirky Head, Andrew Hernandez, Brian Jackson, Shane Jenkins, Douglas Jensen, Justin Jersey, Kat Cole, Jacob Lang, Nicholas Langran, Samuel Lazar, Thomas Robertson, Daniel Rodriguez, Moises Romero, Greg Rubenacher, Jeffrey Sable, Brian Samsel, Thomas Webster, Patrick McCoffey, Marcus Malley, Christian Manley, Cody Matisse, James Malt, Mark Mazza, Ronald McAbee, James McGrew, Sean McHugh, Jeffrey McKellop, Kelly Meigs, Jonathan Mellis, Richard Machete, Garrett Miller, Matthew Ryan Miller, Jordan Mink, Robert Moores, Jonathan Monifo, Marshall Neff, Daryl Neely, Ryan Nichols, Ethan Nordine, Nicholas Ox, Joseph Padilla, Robert Palmer, Barry Ramey, Jack Winton, Dominic Pizzola, Mark Ponder, Christine Priola, Chris Quaglin, Guy Raffett, Zach Reel, William Reed, Stuart Rhodes, Howard Richardson, Ronald Sandlin, Salvador Sandoval, Troy Sargent, Peter Schwartz, Christian Secor, Hunter Seafried, Bart Shively, Jeffrey Sills, Glenn Simon, Peter Steger, Andrew Taki, Enrique Terrio, George Tenney, Devlin Thompson, Dustin Thompson, Jessica Watkins, William Watson, Matthew Webler, Anthony Williams, Duke Wilson, Kyle Young, Jack Winton. That's sad. It's just so many. Current installed regime. I'm not trying to celebrate Russia, but you know, there's a reason they see these things going on that this country doesn't see. And I also, before we say Ashley's name, I want to take a minute to recognize Roseanne Boylan, who Tommy Tatum is a tireless champion for, and Benjamin Phillips and Kevin Greason, who also deserve an investigation into what happened to them that day.
All the way.
And so now we'll say her name. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt! Ashley Babbitt!
We the people got us back, you know we stand for something. I was at the Capitol with this hate in their eyes. I stood on the battlegrounds, they won't catch me inside. Posted with the patriots, they had tears in their eyes. They trying to steal our pride, but yeah, you know we outside. They could never take our freedom, real big.
Me awake and hit me with the hand of broken nails. You tied my lead and pulled my chain to watch my blood begin to boil. But I'm gonna break my rusty cage and run. I'm gonna break my rusty cage and run. Too cold to start a fire, I'm burning diesel, burning dinosaur bones. I'll take the river down to Stillwater and ride a pack of dogs. I'm gonna break my rusty cage and run. I'm gonna break my rusty cage and run. When the forest burns along the road like God's eye, when the dogs are looking for their bones and it's raining ice picks on your steel shore, I'm gonna break my
Lady Buckeye, she's with Santa.
Hey, you're
on,
Jeff. You're on.
Alrighty. Well, let's see. Another day here. Another day closer to home. Another day for hopefully more truth to come out. I haven't heard much today. It's actually been quite quiet. The only thing that I've heard was that there was more impeachments. Write that down, but that's the only thing that I've heard today. Have you guys got anything?
My days are running together. I'm not sure about that name, but I do know that Margie, well, who was it that filed? It was Anna Paula Paluna, who is going to get Adam Schiff kicked out of Congress, expelled from Congress. Have you heard that?
Yes. In fact, it wasn't kicked out. It was to get Adam Schiff expelled. That's the term, which is basically the same thing as booting out, or the I don't know. Do you expel somebody from Congress, or do you impeach them? I don't know the process.
I think impeach is that a term for the federal side of government? Yeah. Either way, as long as he's gone, we'll be happy. He's one of the worst things that ever happened to this country. Jeff, I do have a couple tidbits for you. So, of new news, like you're talking about. So, I don't know if you heard, and I believe in response to the Durham report, has banned 500 people from ever going to Russia. Obama is one of them. A bunch of left-wing journalists like Rachel Maddow, a bunch of federal employees, and also Michael Berg can never go to Russia per what Putin said.
Really?
Yeah, that happened.
Wow. Interesting. Very good. I don't think that would be their first choice, because I think they'd end up missing if they were to go over there. They'd end up missing no matter where they go.
Well, we shared this earlier. I said we shared. And then Beryl Howell, is that her name? The judge here was one of the people who helped write the Patriot Act. We talked about that earlier. And also Nicole got
Hold on. You got to remember that when you talk with other guys, I mean, I know your listeners hear that, but really quickly, give me the skinny.
Okay, so we were talking about Michael Chertoff writing the Patriot Act and all that stuff. And then Nicole figured out by sitting in court that Judge Beryl Howell is one of the people who helped write the Patriot Act, and also has sat on a lot of grand juries in D.C. involving Trump, and she's the chief judge in the federal D.C. courthouse. I believe so.
Okay.
So a little footnote.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. 3 minutes. All right, go ahead.
Other than that, Nicole was in the hearing today for Donald Hazard. And while they brought up the fact that it's common knowledge, the whole world knows that the FBI and the federal government and the military are running confidential human sources on January 6th. Yeah, well, we had them there, but you can't prove that he knew they were there or they were waving him in. And Nicole was shaking her head in disgust as she wrote down the judge's treason. And the judge goes, well, there's a lady out there shaking her head, and it's very disrespectful. So that made her leave the courtroom.
Oh, wow.
Hold in front of your eyes.
Interesting. I'm biting my tongue. The walls have ears, and so does the microphone.
I think they heard me loud and clear, though. So here I am. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay,
so
how
that all happened today. We got we have 2 cars now. We got, what do we call it, Thin Lizzie? Thin Lizzie is free and on the road.
Okay. All right. Well, good to hear. I heard that she had a little bit of a registration issue, but you got.
I prefer to call it an undocumented automobile. Please. That wrong too.
Okay, hold on. We got 1 minute here. 1 minute before the anthem. 1 minute. So let me take the headset off and.
I want you to tell Donald that we are all thinking about him. Just when you get a chance. Hello to you anyway. So here she is.
I try and
Jeff.
say it.
Hello, Jeff. Hey.
Hello.
It's Helena Gibson. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good.
Hello.
I just came to DC, and I'll be here for a while.
She's here indefinitely.
All right.
That's all right.
Well, wonderful.
You know, you talked to me on Twitter Spaces, right? With the real Jan 6. Do you remember me?
Okay. Yes. Sorry. When you're like, hey, I'm like, hey.
That's okay.
But we
like a brother.
Exactly. And you took. Hold on, I gotta get the setup going. Oh yeah. It's just so you guys know for a visual. Visual? Funny. Just for a visual.
A visual at the vigil.
What I do is.
Jeff,
Yeah.
I heard you had a very good meeting with a very good conversationalist today.
I did. I had a very nice conversation with Miss Micki. It went very well. Really emotional on both sides.
Was it delightful?
You know, absolutely. It highlighted my day. Really.
Well, you know, because Micki is so delightful. You know, not many people. She is. We don't use that as a code word for anything else, by the way. Everyone will always know her as delightful.
Yeah, camera and the other, you know. Seriously.
Well, when you get out, you can have some say and all that. We'll be waiting on you, Jeff.
Well, I hope to be out sooner than later. We'll see how that all goes, but you know, the saying goes, even though they want to, they can't keep you forever. And you know, there's those of us that put a lot of things put a lot of stock in Trump coming back in 2024, which would mean he'd be back in January 20th of 2025. There are a number of us that are also like, well, maybe it happens before that. You know, who knows? With the impeachment stuff coming out, and you know, with Carrie Lake stuff coming, you know, okay, yeah. So then the ultimate goal there is to I guess vacate their election results for 2022, and then to have a revote. Is that their goal? Okay, and that's what I would see too. Is you can't put her in. You can just negate the previous one, and then you would have to have a re-election. And I would think it'd have to be more than just her and Fincham.
They are still. What I was going to say was some of my confusion was they are still litigating the 2020 election and also I believe the 22 election. So they're not giving up on 20 is what I wanted to know, right? And so, but to answer your question, yes, I think that we rectify the situation. We can't go forward as a country with everybody in this country knowing the Democrats stole the election and try to kill people to cover it up. You know, we can't go forward, in my opinion.
Yeah, and if I remember right, and I think I said this before, that you know, if Carrie Lake and Fincham, I think that is the Secretary of State that in theory lost, as in Carrie Lake lost, but that both of them would have the re-election, and they one of the main parts of their ticket was that they would investigate the 2020 election, and that they would look at the results of the investigation and move forward accordingly. So, you know, there are some people in here. Sorry, go ahead.
I said all we're asking for is constitutionally, right? Follow the Constitution of this great nation. I do want to tell you, did you see the part about the Arizona election where the video came out and showed that they were doing signature verification in less than 3 seconds per ballot?
Saw that around. I think it was someone had that in one of the news feeds that we saw here. So,
I think it's going our way. Just to finish that off.
Yep. Knock on wood, my friend. Knock on wood. So. All right, we got about 45 seconds. Once again, you know where I'm going. Basically, get off your butts, get involved. If you don't know how, do some research. Get involved. And that's it. We've been asleep at the wheel for so long because we're Republicans, and we just kind of like, you know, I'm an independent person, not independent party, but I'm an independent person, and I do my own thing. Whereas those that are on the left are more the group oriented, and we just kind of, let's let it go, and they're not. So we need to get involved, and like you said, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, which means standing up for what you believe in and voicing your opinions and doing it respectfully. But get around like-minded.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Everybody go find Marjorie Taylor Greene's petition everywhere. We need everybody's signature. Go door to door. Go to the graveyard like Democrats do and get their signatures. Let's do it all.
Cemetery raid. Let's come on down for our final song, guys.
That's so vulnerable.
If we can get the internet to play.
With just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. USA. Freedom. Yeah, baby.
I like that one.
One thing I forgot to mention is I had a Hauser sighting today.
Oh.
I didn't tell? Yeah. Everybody that doesn't remember who Officer Hauser was, when we first got here, we had Officer Hauser behind us. He's one of the prison guards, and he was involved in some goings-on inside. And then our live streamer Josh was assaulted by him, and then our live streamer Josh was arrested. And, you know, the video evidence clearly showed Officer Hauser knocking him, but things didn't go his way. So anyway, so today at check-in and visitation, I had a Hauser sighting. We were like this far away, and we said nothing. He looked at me and I looked at him, and I was thinking fuck you, and he's thinking fuck you, but neither one of us said anything. Oh, pardon my French, but that's what I was thinking. And now I know I have a couple words with him that I thought I'd rather go. What?
But were you delightful?
I wasn't delightful. Disclosure order that when everybody writes their book, they can't say anything, but I'm delightful. I don't. They can use a little bit, you know, y'all. Letters from prison. And I don't need my producer back there. So I would like to remind everybody that we're having the first annual Freedom March, May 29th, Memorial Day. And we're going to be meeting at 3. We're going to be beginning the march at 5 and coming down here and continuing on with the
come. Tommy's going to be down. We're going to...
Well, we're going to have people come here early.
Freedom Nurse.
Yes. People come
Like
here early on that day.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so we got this hooked up. We have amazing patriots. We know that we're going to have a beautiful, peaceful, patriotic, proud walk, okay, because it is in remembrance of those that have lost their lives defending this country. And, you know, so we're going to come here and we and stand in solidarity, you know, with the J6. Having food.
Ribs, tell them they can feel free to bring.
Okay, so we're going to be doing your basic Memorial Day fare. We're going to be doing hot dogs and stuff like that because that's easiest for us out here on the corner. But please bring drinks. I know that we're going to have a lot of great patriots here and we're going to have a good time. And I can't wait to see everybody. So I'll remind you again tomorrow. Also, there's commemorative shirts on For Ashley, the number 4, ASHLI.com. Also, please follow. Yes, and on our pages, there are our people that we are linked with that we would love for y'all to connect with.
The Twitter handle is For Ashley.
Okay. I think all of that. So, everybody in here tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, Tammy will hold
She danced like a little Egypt.
You made that, right?
Snake
it's white.
It's a reptile, snake farm.
Love you all. You have a great night.